Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and we've got an emergency call out in a town about 20 minutes away. Good buddy of mine's sister, her car isn't starting, so I'm going to meet her dad out there, and they said it sounds like it wants to try and start, so he thinks it's an alternator or starter issue. He knows a little bit about cars, so it's probably a starter. I don't know if that means that the solenoid isn't engaging the flywheel, or if it's just really weak or whatnot. So I've got jump box, test equipment. We'll go up there and figure out exactly what's going on here, and we'll hit the road. All right, well, here we are. It's a Ford Focus, Fiesta, Focus, it looks like. This will tell us. Yeah, it's a Ford Focus, and the gentleman just tried to start it for me. He hopped in and turned the key so I could hear what it sounded like, so I knew what to grab, and it sounds like it might just have a dead battery. Here's what it sounds like. Okay, well, why does this always happen? Oh man, this is like the third time this winter I've come out to do a job and the vehicle started right away. So I think it was a dead battery. It sounded a little bit weaker before that, so I'm going to take off the terminals on that battery, clean them up, do a battery test on it. Hopefully it doesn't cause them any more issues, but it's obviously probably not the fuel pump. It sounded weak. So yeah, people often ask why I don't do test drives, mostly right now because of COVID. I don't want to spend a lot of time in somebody's vehicle, as well as if it's a battery, driving around town is not going to tell me anything. So I'll test the alternator, the battery while I'm here, but I'm gonna clean that up. This is going to be a really fast video, so there you have it. That was the first time I tried to start it, so that's a little funny, but whatever. We'll pop the hood and get under there and see what we're looking at. See right here. Here's our terminals here. We're looking at some corrosion, so we'll get that cleaned up for them. I'm gonna let this run for just a minute though to charge that battery up, and we'll just make sure that we give them a good battery when we're done. All right, well, let's get this battery cleaned up. I mean, regardless of this being the outcome, people will often ask about like service calls and stuff. They're still gonna have to pay because I traveled all the way down here for the service call. So I'm gonna make it worth their while and just make sure everything's cleaned up and ready to go and give them the best chance of not having this issue again. Could have been because it was cold this morning. We'll look at the age of this battery and see if we can determine what may be the issue here. But these corroded terminals look like they're the most likely cause. So now on these terminals, obviously there's no connectivity on this part of the terminals, so it doesn't matter if there's corrosion on here, but corrosion seems to kind of build on corrosion. So I'm going to just clean this up, just pick out all this, you know what I'm talking about, that blue stuff. This, you can see it there with the screwdriver, just to kind of keep this from coming back in the future. Yeah, you can see there, just kind of comes out. It's chunky, flaky, dry stuff. So you can use like baking soda and water to clean this stuff up. I have some acid eater for batteries, a spray. I didn't bring any with me. I was expecting this to be a starter issue, so I almost didn't even bring my battery terminal cleaner and stuff, but it is what it is. We'll get this. I mean, this should be good enough to keep it from coming back. We'll put some silicone spray on here, and it'll be good. All right, these look like they're copper terminals, so they'll get a bit more oxidation than lead ones, that blue stuff building up on them. It gets a bit more thick on these copper ones when that electricity runs through them. All right, now I've just separated these two wires. I want to make sure I get them nice and clean between those so that, you know, it's nice and conductive. All right, well, I dropped that nut, not paying attention, but luckily I can see it. Oh, and before people, like, screwdrivers aren't the best to clean this with. Before people notice that and start going off in the comments about using a screwdriver, this one's actually diamond coated on the tip, so it's really good at scratching metal and cleaning it off. It's not just a normal screwdriver. All right, I can see that nut down there. Question is, can I get my hand down there and reach it? I think I can. But I may also knock it off, so we can get some pliers. There we go. You know what? Maybe these are my long ones here. Give me the best chance of grabbing those without dropping them. All right, I forgot my magnet stick, so I'm gonna improvise here. I'm just gonna grab onto this flashlight with a magnetic base and stick it down there. See if I can stick it to that nut hiding down there. And the good thing is, it's got a built-in flashlight. See if it can light up that area enough to help out a bit. Click. And there we go. Not what I would normally do, but when I take the Rescue Ranger, sometimes I don't bring everything with me. Okay, one last clean here. All right, I moved the lid of that fuse panel out of the way so that I could spin my terminal cleaner all the way around. Put this back to tighten. Nice and tight there. Tight enough so it doesn't spin. Same thing there. This should be good to go. Let's test the battery before we run off and start it though. 500 here and see what this battery says. Okay, good battery. So it was definitely just an issue with the terminals there. And we'll go ahead and see if it sounds quite as weak as it did when we try and start it. Not surprised since that battery's like 8 months old. Yep, sounds good. Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. This has been another fun, quick one. And thanks for supporting the channel. Subscribe if you liked the video. We'll see you on the next episode.